Welcome to the beautiful Isle of Skye, Scotland. Located on the west coast of the Inner Hebrides, Skye is the second largest island in Scotland and showcases towering mountains, peaceful glens, stunning rock formations, breathtaking waterfalls, and sea cliffs, astonishing castles, tons of hiking options, a whiskey distillery, and more. Join us on this adventure as we explore the best of the Isle of Skye. If going to Skye by car, you will pass over the Skye Bridge. And from here, the sights are just jaw-dropping, with beautiful hills and mountains, and even a small waterfall by the road. One of the first places you can stop at is the Sligohan Bridge. This picturesque three-stone arch old bridge was built between 1810 and 1818. And the bridge is now for pedestrians and cyclists only after the new road bridge running parallel to it was built. It is said that the waters that run under Sligohan are magical, and if you dip your head into it for 7 seconds, you will be granted eternal beauty. Photographing the arches of the bridge with the Cullen Mountains in the background is a bit of a must-do for photographers. Sligohan is also the gateway to the Cullen Mountains. The Black Cullen are the jagged ridges, contrasting with the smooth red Cullen Hills. And a few steps away, you will see the monument to two pioneering climbers of the Cullen Mountains, John Mackenzie and Norman Colley. They mapped and named many of the Cullen peaks as known today along the course of 50 years. The fairy pools in Glen Brittle are another popular destination and can actually be very crowded in the summer times and peak season. From Sligohan, it is a short 22-minute drive, and from Portree, 34 minutes to the car park. And then from the car park, there is an approximate 20-minute walk along a nicely defined path. If wanting to enjoy the pools with less people, the early morning hours are the best, or in the off-season, where the presence of midges is also much smaller. The pools are known for having a nice clear, sometimes bluish color, and are popular among those who love swimming in cold water. The surrounding landscape is mostly rocky, with some boggy areas here and there. The water in the pools is typically cold, as the water comes from mountain streams. Next, we head to Portree. On our way there, we were stuck in some traffic that took a good while to clear. Good thing we had the motorhome. Portree is the largest town in the Isle of Skye, and where most people will find accommodation. The harbor area is very picturesque, earning Portree to be considered among the most beautiful villages in the UK and Ireland. The town can become overcrowded during the tourist season, so keep in mind that there are other options of accommodation around all of Skye, like bed and breakfasts as well as campsites. Even though it is a small town, there is a good variety of shops, cafes, and restaurants around. However, we highly recommend making reservations in advance if planning on eating at restaurants, as they can be booked up quickly. There are also good co-ops around the area if cooking for yourself at an Airbnb or if camping like we did in a motorhome. Back in the 1700s, the town was a popular point of departure for Scots sailing to America, and then again in the 1840s when people were getting away from the famine. Portree also exported fish at that time, which contributed greatly to the local economy. An interesting historical location in town is the Royal Hotel, which is the site of McNabb's Inn, where the last meeting of Flora MacDonald and Bonnie Prince Charlie took place in 1746 when she helped him escape after his defeat at Culloden battlefield. A big favorite among tourists, hikers, and photographers is the Old Man of Storr. The image of this pointy rock is featured in many of Scotland's guidebooks, blog posts, and postcards. Just 10 minutes away from Portree, it is a must-see. At an elevation of 2,360 feet, the Storr is clearly visible for miles around. The Storr itself is a 160-foot stone pinnacle that sits on the remnant of an ancient landslide. Legend has it that this was a giant who resided on the Trotternish Ridge. When he was laid to rest, his thumb remained partially above ground. This hike is considered moderately challenging. However, for me personally, I felt it was almost difficult, if not taking enough breaks to catch your breath and drink water. So take that into account based on your fitness level. You can walk up and down the Storr on a 2.3-mile route that takes roughly 1 hour and 15 minutes to complete. We later learned that there are 2 routes available, and the longer one is supposed to be easier and less steep. The trail going up was recently done and steps added, making it easier to follow the path up. For a quick stop, Liot Falls is a beautiful sight. The upper waterfalls can be seen from the viewing platform. And there is a way to view the lower falls with a swim in it if that is your thing. However, the climb down is a bit more strenuous as it is 100 meters descent and can be slippery in wet conditions. It is supposed to be much quieter in the lower falls as not many people go down, and most people like us just enjoy the upper part from the viewpoint. Mealt Falls, also known as Kiltrock Waterfalls, can be admired from a viewpoint just 26 minutes away from Portree. The waters come from Loch Mealt and plunge 55 meters down the cliffs into the Atlantic Ocean below. From the same viewpoint, you can see Kilt Rock out in a distance, rightly named so for having the resemblance of a kilt. An interesting fact is a good amount of dinosaur remains have been found on these Jurassic rocks along the coast of Skye. We highly recommend making a quick stop here to admire these views. It can be a little crowded in busier times of the day, however, it is worth it. Our first night in Skye, we stayed at the Staffen Caravan and Camping Site. This location is just 4 minutes ahead from Mild Falls and 10 minutes away from the Kerrang, and showcases a very nice view of its hills and landscape right across from where we parked.
The fun thing about Scotland in the peak of the summer is that the sun only fully sets after 11 p.m. or so, and it's still pretty light out for a while.
We sat outside and enjoyed the views while Mommy cooked dinner. After dinner, we went for a little walk to explore the area, and we got to see a beautiful rainbow. Smile!
You see the rainbow, Caleb?
Yeah, I see a half of it.
Yeah.
I guess we need to find the other half.
Where's the other half?
I don't know. I guess we need to find it. Mom, let's go. Let's go, Mommy.
We're going. This field was covered with these white cotton-looking flowers, which we later found out are possibly known as common cotton grass. They were everywhere and so pretty. It sure was hard going to bed early with these amazing sunsets right at 10 p.m. If you haven't yet, check out our other videos from our channel after this. And we'd also be honored to have you subscribe. It's completely free and helps us to grow the channel here on YouTube. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a comment, as that will help the video be suggested to more viewers like you. And stay tuned for part 2 of the best of the Isle of Skye, where we will show you other great things we did in this amazing island.